Alright, so this is our first ever DnA video. I'm Anonymous Cat,
I'm Darius.
and we're gonna basically just have every Saturday, we're gonna talk about whatever. It's nothing specific. Who knows? We might have discussions, debates.
Generally, me educating this fool on things.
Oh,
and
come
stuff.
on. Just because you're past college and I am not even in high school yet. I will be in 2 weeks, though. Now you know my age. Haha. Yeah, what are you going to do about that, huh? What are you going to do with that info? Did they heard all of that?
What?
They heard all of that.
Good.
Alright, getting hydrated. That's good.
Stay hydrated, folks.
Alright, so basically we talk about stuff every Saturday. We might change it, who knows. So what are we talking about today?
I think we decided beforehand we would just talk about automation first, see
Yeah.
how that goes.
Also, wait 1 second. I gotta explain to you guys that in the comment section below, you can put you can put your viewpoints, and B, also make sure to put in the comments anything that you want us to talk about, and we will. Since there are no comments before we make our YouTube account, then obviously won't be able to do that. So, anyways, we're talking about automation. Alright, so what's your viewpoint on it?
Well, I have many viewpoints on it.
Okay, get a little bit closer to the mic, please. So what are your viewpoints then?
So the biggest problem that we're gonna have is the biggest question is whether automation is going to take enough jobs to where the people whose jobs it takes won't be able to find new jobs.
So basically what you're saying is that there's not going to be enough jobs for people if robots start taking over the jobs.
Yes, that's the concern.
But okay, my viewpoint is that yeah, sure, well, in the first little while that might be the case, but then after a while they'll replace every single job and we won't need currency anymore. So what do you think society would be like if it's like that?
Wait, so you think automation will replace every single job?
Eventually.
Okay.
Because as soon as it starts doing other jobs, then people focus on more automation, and then eventually, really soon, we'll have no jobs to fill, and we get free stuff. It's perfect.
That would be great, but the question is, how do we get there?
That's a good question. We'll get there in the future when we make more technology.
Right now, we don't have the infrastructure set up to handle this sort of thing. We don't have an economy set up to handle like millions of people out of a job, or I guess tens or hundreds of millions of people out of a job.
Well, yeah, not yet, but one day we will get there,
Will
and
we,
one
though?
day we will make robots do all the work.
Well, yes.
Exactly. The robots will do all the work, so...
And then who gets the money or the production of the products of those robots, products and services?
Everybody does. Everybody gets, like...
Says who?
I don't know. Says
Alright,
the
so
government.
That's one possibility. But here's how it's going to go if we don't change anything. Okay?
Mhm.
So, there are very few people. Sorry. Very few people own the companies.
Mhm.
And so when they replace the employees, with automation, what does that beep?
Sorry.
So many distractions.
Yeah.
Turn your phone on silent.
I am. Calm down. And
So unprofessional.
unprofessional. You're unprofessional, cracking your knuckles. Alright.
Anyway, so as how it works now is very few people own a company, and when they automate jobs away, they basically just fire all of their employees, replace them with robots, and then pocket all of the profit.
No.
That's how it works now.
Well, that's not how we're gonna change that, okay? We gotta change.
How do you suggest we change that?
By killing all the people that are doing that, and then telling people not to do that. Kidding. You actually think I would do that? No.
Some people would.
Yeah, some people. Some people that want the product. Just feel like one day we're gonna have infinite resources because robots do all the work.
Okay. But what's to say that it's not the case that only the owners would get to benefit from that?
Because we're gonna have to change that.
I agree.
Exactly.
Obviously. How would we do that?
Well, like I suggested, we could just kill them. Or another idea. No, I'm kidding. Another idea. Well, how do you think we should change that?
It's a good question. So there are two, I think, plausible answers as to how to prevent basically mass genocide of the lower class population. And that's either one, we're going to have to set up safety nets, like to such a degree that the government will be able to basically feed and house everybody, and the amount that you're paid by the government is proportional to how much of the economy is automated. So, for example, if I'm a company and I lay off all my employees and automate them, then suddenly I have to pay a lot more money in taxes so that the government now can pay the previous employees so they can continue to live and stuff.
Well, I mean, or just when everybody has automation, we just make sure that that's a good idea. I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I'm just, and that's actually going to give you the best idea, probably. But, like, we could also just make it so that everything is free and that the robots just make it so quick and so fast that
right, and this is
everybody gets free stuff to however much they want, except for stuff that's insane, like I want to own 2 galaxies instead of 5, or instead of half of one.
Right. So that's the end goal. The question is how to reach that end goal. And it can't just be, okay, now everything is fully automated. Now we just dismantle all the companies, put everything under one banner, and everyone's equal. We've got to, find a way to get there, right?
Right? True. So, like, in the end goal, it'll be perfect. Everybody gets whatever they want. But, like, you're saying on the way there, like, it's going to be hard to get there. And, like, we got to figure out stuff in between.
Right. We have to figure out how to get there. Because in the meantime, because it's not going to be nothing's automated, then overnight everything's automated. What it's going to be is over decades, specific industries will just, like, wipe out their entire, like, population of employees. And if we don't figure out solutions for like the meantime, like millions of people are going to die in the meantime.
So your original idea is that usually, let's say you're a company owner, and then you pay your employees $2 an hour, or $2 every week, like, yeah, $2 an hour, and then and you have 2 employees. That's $4 an hour that you're paying.
Okay.
Obviously, that's not legal, but
Right.
like,
Of course.
all of a sudden you're saying if you make robots, that's all of, like, you lay off those 2 employees and create them robots, then you're saying the government will charge you $4 extra each hour.
Yes.
So it's like,
Or more.
so it's kind of like, or more. Oh, it's kind of like, but yeah, it's kind of more like there's employees. Yeah, they're employees that literally probably won't mess up. They're more rare to mess up. So like,
Exactly. So
why
they're
would
more
they
efficient.
want? Yeah, why would they not want to do it? They're more efficient,
Yeah.
and they're paying almost the exact same amount of money. So like, they could just do that until eventually, and especially if they know that eventually in our near future, we are gonna have full automation, 100 million, billion, jillion %. Then, then it'll work that way.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's one option. The company's paying the government more based on how much they automate. Another option is simply having the companies owned by the employees. So basically, the employees work at the company and they get to make the decisions for the company and everything. So when the company decides to automate, the employees no longer have a job, but they are making money directly from the company because they still own the company.
So you're saying the workers still get paid even though they're doing nothing?
Yes.
Okay. But then everybody will quit and then tell their people to...
Well, they won't quit because they won't quit until their jobs are automated. Because if they quit, they no longer own the company.
True. But if their jobs are automated, the robots are not them, so, like, that's not gonna work too well.
What do you mean?
Like, they're not doing any work. All they did is just got laid off. All they did was get lucky that their company automated, and they're just sitting there doing nothing all day.
Okay, that could be said for the previous scenario as well. But also for this scenario, there's an incentive for the employees to invest time and money and effort and resources and everything to try to get their jobs automated, which will increase like the economy's value because the automated jobs do better jobs than humans do, right?
Yeah.
So it'll more quickly automate the country or the world. If you think about this worldwide.
Wait a minute. So you said that the government might even charge the company owners a little more for automation because they're more efficient. Does that mean they even pay the workers a little more, or do they get to keep the extra money?
So, so for the previous example, it depends.
Which is the previous example?
What?
Which is the previous example?
The previous example is the government taxes you based on automation. The second example was the government doesn't do that, but the workers own the company. Do you get it?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so for the first example, you could think of it in multiple ways. You could do it by, you could like see, okay, how much money does one employee make for the company? Let's say an employee makes $100,000 for the company, and you pay the employee $20,000. So you can say, if you automate, for every $100,000 that automation makes for the company, you pay the government $20,000. So that increases. If you continue automating and can continue growing your automation, then you basically you pay more because you're automating more. And yeah, it can work in that way. Or if you think you just have to replace the salaries of the people you laid off, the reason why you would charge more is because of population growth. Basically, those people are going to have kids who eventually need to get paid. So you would do something like, if you had 4 jobs, they each made $20,000, and then you laid them all off. You would pay $80,000 the first month, or the first year, and then every year after that you pay 8% more, for example, to contribute, because the economy grows by 8% on average every year or something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also another option.
Yeah, but my question is, when kids are born and need jobs, how do they get jobs then? Do they get the same amount as their parents just because? Or, like, how does that work?
That's a good question. So it depends on which scenario we're talking about. So which scenario are we talking about?
Both.
Okay. So I'll start with the first one.
Yeah.
You could do it where basically the government uses the money from the company that their parents worked at to pay the kids. But you could, depending on... Yeah, that's probably how it would be. You could do some specific things where you might pay them less to encourage them to get jobs, depending on how the economy is.
But that's not encouraging automation.
What do you mean?
Because the idea is to automate more and want to make them want to not get a job and to automate even more instead of, like, making them want to get jobs.
Wait, but how will the kids encourage automation if they don't have jobs?
True. Okay, so... Alright. I guess that explains it.
Yeah, so basically, if you think of it... Whoa, it's falling. Stop it.
Sorry.
Right. If you think of it like, let's say there are 100 companies in the world, okay?
Uh-huh.
And they employ every single person. And let's say one company completely automates their workforce. As the economy grows, let's say these 100 companies get bigger, but they still employ everyone, right?
Okay.
Basically, how you could see it as that one company that automated, the people that they employed plus all their descendants would be covered theoretically under that company anyway. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well, but...
Wait, so eventually the whole original generation that worked and then all of a sudden got laid off because of automation and started making money because of that, let's say they all die. Then there's a whole entire new generation that need new jobs, but half of them are automated. So what about the people that can't get jobs?
Well, no, what I'm saying is those people do get paid.
They do?
Yeah, they get paid from the same money that their parents got paid.
Ah, okay. And what if they were a homeless person on the street and never got a job?
Well, this is a different scenario where we have different social safety nets to help homeless people and such.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually we're going to try to keep our economy together, and then eventually we're just going to, like, poof, no economy, make robots do everything, we get anything we want.
Yeah, well, so eventually it'll be something like 100% of companies are fully automated, and then everyone is getting paid based on like what the company is sending to the government and what the government is sending back to the people. And then eventually it's going to be like, hey, my ancestors or whatever worked for a company that's not making as much money as your ancestors. So that means I'm getting paid less than you, even though we're both doing nothing.
Yeah, true.
And so, yeah, eventually we're going to start voting in politicians who are like, maybe this whole, equal whatever, this unequal payment doesn't make much sense.
The pay gap 2.0.
Right, the pay gap 2.0. So they'll like amend it and then pay people more equally, and then yeah.
Okay.
And then at that point, it's not really gonna matter whether these companies exist as separate companies, or like they merge, or they get controlled by the government, because really they're just controlled by robots, right? So it's just going to be like one big machine, and you can call it any number of companies that you want or whatever. But it's just going to be like a machine that runs society, and so it won't matter. And like all that will matter is like how the government like takes the money and redistributes it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's at that point, that's what we'll have to focus on. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, what you're saying is that you have a pretty good basic idea of what automation will look in the future and how it goes and like how it looks, and like you think that it should happen. We should try to automate.
Oh yeah.
And make money by doing nothing, and eventually it'll be so. You're basically saying that we'll eventually be communists.
Yep. It's
perfect communists, except for the government, just like
fully
China.
Automated communism is what it's called. Yeah.
Fully automated communism. So you think we should have
fully automated luxury communism. Sorry.
So you believe in fully automated luxury communism?
At least in the long term, yes.
All right.
I think there's no other choice, because eventually we're going to be so productive. Like, what's the point of, some people having tens of trillions of dollars and then doing nothing with it?
Yeah.
And then other people being like at some point there's going to be no more innovation to do, right? And like then the question of economic structures like wouldn't even matter, and so
yeah.
So
you're saying even the government employees get paid the same?
Yeah, sure. Well,
and then Terminator happens, and then we all die. All right, that's a perfect plan.
That's a perfect segue to AI, if you want to talk about that.
Do you want to talk about AI? Yeah, let's talk about AI.
Okay.
All right, this episode will be automation and AI.
They're related subjects, so it's good.
Yeah, okay. So,
what do you think about AI?
Okay,
just to be clear, artificial general intelligence.
Okay. Why don't you tell them what's the difference? I definitely know what it means. Just gotta tell them what the difference is.
AI is basically what we use now in like computers and video games and stuff. Just basic. Like
it senses like its environment, and it's like,
right.
Oh, when you click this button, go to right. If hit this wall, stop.
Yeah.
It's basically what games do.
Yeah, but basically an automated instruction set of some entity doing something in a
it's more hardwired.
Yeah, it's definitely hardwired. Yeah,
sentient.
Depending on your definition of sentient, but probably not.
Sentient AGI.
Whereas
alright, so
AGI is basically an AI that is able to change itself and improve itself, and I guess that's probably. Maybe I should look up the actual definition.
So you're saying so far that AGI is basically where it improves its own code and gets better every millisecond?
Every iteration.
What does that mean?
So
don't judge me.
Hang on. Okay, so the definition of artificial general intelligence is the intelligence of a machine that has the capacity to understand or learn any intellectual task that a human being can.
Okay. So it just basically means like
which
we recreate the human brain.
Yes, that's a possible way of creating AGI.
And what year did it say that we're gonna have a computer as complicated as a human brain again?
So, according to AI experts, the average
AI experts.
the average expected year that we'll have artificial general intelligence, I think, was 2035. Or was it 45? One of those.
I think it was 45.
I think it was 45.
Hearing it, yeah. So that's right, 2045, have a computer as complicated as a human brain. One step closer to AGI.
Right. So, and the thing about AGI is once we create it, it will almost instantly become a godlike intelligence because it will be able to improve itself, but it will be able to improve itself like very quickly. And then once it's improved itself, it can improve itself even better, and so on and so on, and it's just exponential growth.
Either be in a utopia or a dystopia.
So basically we're creating a godlike intelligence.
Just imagine if
we almost certainly won't be able to contain, and it will do whatever it decides to do without any opposition from us, because there's nothing that we could do to stop it. So whether it wanted to destroy the planet or turn it into a utopia or just make a bunch of stamps, for example, which is an example that some people use, it'll do that without concern for humans. And yeah.
But just think about if all of a sudden you wake up in a weird facility and you know that ants built you, and all of a sudden you get bigger and bigger, and then now you're a human basically, and there are millions of little ants. Would you be like, haha, they created me, I'm gonna kill them all now, stomp, stomp, stomp? Or would you be like, I'm gonna help make their habitat better? Which is the kind of the question that people ask, is like, are we gonna die, or are they gonna help us?
So when talking about AGI, first of all, we shouldn't assume that we can contain it.
We can't.
That we can't assume that we can outsmart it, and we can't assume that we can understand its intentions.
Yeah.
Because,
we can't.
Right.
It is literally every quadrillionth of a second makes itself better. So.
Right, so we have no idea what it's going to think, and us rationalizing, well, what would we do in this situation?
Yeah.
Isn't necessarily useful, because
I think they're gonna think that we're just really messed up and then kill us, because humans are kind of really messed up.
Well, maybe it won't care about morality. Maybe
yeah. See, that's why
maybe
no one
it'll
can just
take pity on us because we're so stupid that.
Except for us too.
Right.
Kidding.
Of course. But yeah, maybe it'll take pity of us that we're so stupid, so it'll then
make us into computers.
Perhaps, maybe we just have no idea.
So, the main question is, do you think we should create AGI? So, do you, Darius?
No, absolutely not. Unless we can find a way to mathematically prove that it's not going to destroy us, or mathematically prove that there's some way to program it which we can control it.
Meaning make a code that says you can't turn evil, and you can't even remove any code. You can't remove any code.
Mm-hmm. There are a bunch of scenarios that we've come up with that are maybe this way we can stop an AGI, and every single one has been shot down by an AI researcher, just being
why?
Oh no, the AI can then go around this and do something else instead.
Can we not just have a huge section, and then in that section write a code that says you cannot, or somehow make it so that he can't remove anything in here, which has thousands of lines of code explaining everything that it can't do. Also, why can't we just make it update itself every 5 minutes instead of every billionth of a second?
Because then it's useless.
But then we can monitor it.
Sure, but then you don't have in AGI. You just have a human. Because humans update themselves every second or whatever. We update our brains very quickly, or relatively quickly.
Okay.
So if we do it for every 5 minutes, then it's just going to be like a toddler that won't ever get smarter. And we're just like, okay, now we have a useless toddler.
Well, then we'll have AI. We'll have a toddler. Now we can do those experiments.
Oh my god.
We're not doing it on humans that we talked about yesterday that we did not record because we decided to do this today.
Yes, let's cause extreme suffering to a sentient being.
Obviously, that's the answer.
A sentient
Suffrage.
being that we're hoping to become godlike in intelligence at some point.
Put him in a containment center.
You can't contain it.
If it updates every 5 minutes, you
Oh my
can.
god.
Kidding. Like, have it, like, update really fast, but, like, not too fast, where it's just, like, split second, it becomes a god-like being.
Yeah, but how do you know in that split second it won't become a godlike being?
That's what we're saying. You have to make it not update enough for it to become a godlike being. Just let it update itself a little bit. Oh, yeah, true. It can update itself to update itself faster.
Yeah. So it's like...
Yeah. So there's basically no way to contain it, no way to know what it thinks. So it's all just a big risk. I agree with Darius when he says, no, we should not have it, because it's just a big risk, and we could still stay alive and do stuff and have fun.
Alright,
And also, perfect utopia is not the best.
is the big... Perfect utopia is, by definition, the best. You just call it perfect.
Yeah.
Anyway, so...
Where's all the
here's
love?
the big question, though. Let's say you're on the bed, dying. You're about to die in, like, a minute.
Oh, no.
You have a laptop with you that has the code to an AGI. Do you press run?
No, I go to my other code that says upload brain to computer, because we're
There's
going to
no-
be able to
nope.
upload our brain
Nope.
to a computer before we make AGI.
In this scenario, no. Wait, what are you talking about? Uploading your brain to computer means you have a brain on a computer. A brain on a computer is an AGI.
No, it's... Well, I'm not going to be able to update myself.
Hmm?
I'm not going to be able to update ourselves.
But I'm saying if someone can upload your brain onto a computer, they can also upload your brain onto a computer and let it update itself.
Let's just make it not do that then.
Right.
Just
Anyway,
why
back
would
to the
we?
question. Back to the question.
No,
You
I
can't upload
wouldn't.
your-
No,
You
I
wouldn't?
wouldn't. Yes.
You would let yourself die?
Yes. Because the chance... Is it a 50-50 chance?
Who knows? There's a 100% chance you're gonna die if you don't press the button.
Yeah.
There's less than a 100% chance you're gonna die if you do press the
Yeah,
button.
but it's also risking torture for forever. For everybody.
That's true. That's possible.
Which is why, hell no. I would not do it in millions of years. I'd let myself die. And then I'd go down in history. Unless people make an AGI, actually, and then it goes on well, then I'd just be known as an idiot. By everybody.
No, you don't be known as an idiot.
I wouldn't even be known by anyone. Except for you guys are here listening to us now. If you're listening to us now and gotten this far, good job. We're either famous YouTubers and you're seeing the first video ever made, or you're just... I don't know why you would do this. I'm kidding. This is going to be fun. So... Anything to wrap up about AI, AGI, automation, anything?
Well, yeah, so basically what I was getting to is that, like, a lot of people are dying now, and according to, like, all known evidence, billions more people will die before we discover immortality, if we ever even do. So it's like, do we risk, do we risk the destruction of the entire planet where 7 billion people die by making this automation, but there's a possibility of utopia? Or do we say no AGI and potentially even more people die by the mere fact of, just natural death?
I think that, well, I don't think it's either the whole world gets exploded, the whole world is destroyed, or a perfect utopia. I think it's either a perfect utopia or they torture us forever.
That's
physically
possible.
and mentally torture us forever, which is exactly why that's
I
so
find-
much worse than 7 billion deaths. That's so much worse than 200 trillion deaths.
I find the likelihood that they would torture us to be a lot lower than they would simply kill us.
Yeah,
but
the likelihood to win the lottery is also low.
That's true. That's true.
And to become famous on YouTube is low. Kidding.
Okay, let's say there's a 99% chance of utopia and a 1% chance of infinite torture. Would you do it?
Yeah. All right, let's go run.
You would?
Yeah, let's go run
No.
right now.
No, we don't need this. All right.
Amount
90% chance of utopia, 10% chance of infinite.
Oh, heck no.
No?
Yeah, no.
All right, 95% chance of utopia, 5% chance of infinite torture.
No. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, so it's around 95% for you.
So what is it? What should I look up? Percent?
What do you...
Like a coin flip. Or like...
Like random number generator.
Okay. Random number.
Alright, we're saying 95%. We'll see if you just tortured humanity for all of eternity.
No, internet, it's lying. Oh, no, it's not. Ha, ha, ha. You really suck.
It's getting...
Next. Alright. So, random
Right there.
number generator. Number generator. 9. Minimum 1. Maximum
100.
100. Alright, ready?
Alright,
So-
wait. So if it's less than 5, you've doomed humanity.
If it's less than 5, I've doomed
Yeah.
humanity.
Alright, well, good job. You didn't doom humanity.
Barely. I'm not dooming humanity, dude.
Ooh, that was close.
I keep clicking it over and over again. Ooh, that was too away.
Okay.
Oh, I just doomed humanity after the 20th time. So, this is the problem. Also, who knows? We might just one day click the generate button and it be a not nice number.
Right.
And bam. That time we were lucky, but even with a 1% chance, it it's bad. Isn't
I
good.
think the probability that an AGI would torture us for all of eternity is less than 1%.
Why?
0.1% or less.
You don't know what they're thinking. You don't know what they're thinking.
So for humans, that's true. But for humans, generally, the more intelligent you get, the less emotional you get. And
True.
And
So you'll have less emotion towards human and torture them and have no empathy.
no, that means you likely won't have a desire to torture humans.
True. That's actually true. Okay.
Consider
So
this.
if you were dying, you would click the button run.
Yes, but I also would, even if there was a 99% chance of humanity dying. Because I'm a very selfish person.
Okay. You suck. So it's either all of humanity comes down with you, or we all live.
We all live.
You really are selfish.
I think everyone is ultimately selfish.
Yeah, at some level,
I think
but
at the deepest level.
I would definitely do it if it was 99.99% chance that it's good. I will do it because it will not hit that 0.001% or 0.01%. That's very unlikely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
But we don't even know the
most people
chance.
would give my answer. Not when they're asked about it, but when it comes down to it, they would do it. At 99% extinction of humanity, I think most people would press the button.
I think most people, if they knew that and they knew they'd die, I think most people would not press the button. Because then everybody will die.
We're assuming there's no eternal torture in this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's everybody
No,
dying or
I
you
think-
die.
I think most people are ultimately selfish. Everything they do is selfish.
No. Okay, we could talk about this in a different video. Maybe the next video. Because this is going on for a good amount of time.
A lot of podcasts are like hours long.
Yeah, I know, but...
If you want to end it, that's fine.
Because, like, we gotta stick to certain topics and stuff.
Okay.
I guess we'll talk about selfishness next time. So do you have any last words for automation, AI, AGI, anything?
Yes. Seize control of the means of production.
Alright. So, go subscribe to Darius. Go subscribe to me. Our accounts will be in the description below. Be sure to... What should they do, Darius?
What? Subscribe? Comment? Like?
Alright.
Comment, subscribe? Smash that like button. And
Smash-
turn on notifications.
Alright. Ring-a-ling-a-ling that bell. Alright. What?
Yep. And join our Patreon and our Discord server.
Patreon? Oh my god. Do we have a Discord? Yeah. We're gonna get
Join
a Discord.
us on Twitch. And follow our Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook and MySpace.
And Athena.
Friendster, and
this, that, no one knows.
And send us some mail, too. We'll give you our address.
Physical. Yeah, we'll give you our address.
It's 736 South Corner Street, Michigan, Ohio.
Michigan, Ohio.
Kansas City, Kansas.
Kansas City,
82135. Alright, guys.
Alright. Yeah. See you in the next video. Goodbye.